Okay guys, before you click away on this video, make sure that you understand that Lake Ahquabi is going under major renovations. I show what I can show at every park. Lake Ahquabi is no exception to that. I am a little disappointed throughout this video, but please understand, I expected, I guess, some of the facilities to still be in a condition that was better than what I actually see. So please stick around, watch the whole thing. All right guys, we made it back to another park. So we're at Lake Ahquabi, and you guys have probably asked yourselves the same question that I did earlier about Lake Ahquabi. Should I do it? Because right now the lake is completely drained. And kind of turmoiled over it. And here we are, Memorial Day weekend, and all the parks are full. So I can't, well, I'm not able, because I didn't plan ahead, my fault. I'm not able to get out and do any camping. So we grabbed the family. We're not too far from Lake Ahquabi. And pop in here. First place I saw was the South Shelter. And needless to say, I'm kind of disappointed. So this South Shelter is, it's in disrepair. It definitely needs a lot of TLC. So everything in here is pretty dirty. I mean, I'm going to bring you the facts. I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff. If it's in disrepair, I'm going to tell you that. If it looks fantastic, I'm going to say that too. But this shelter, South Shelter, it's in pretty well disrepair. I mean, it's got a fireplace, it's got picnic tables, but picnic tables have got bat guano on them. I've been looking around for bats that might be sleeping. I haven't found any. It's in rough shape. It does have a fire pit. I'm looking out on one of the trails. I see it looks like a restroom, but all the shingles are pretty well messed up, and it hasn't been well kept in a lot of years. It's neat looking, you know, clearly, but there's a lot to be desired there. But there is, on the backside, there is some of the trails, and we're going to actually hit the trails today. So I've got the girls, I got my wife, I got my daughter's friend. So we're gonna check out the park, because even though I'm not able to camp at this park because of everything, I didn't really plan anything out. It's close enough to home. You can still, you know, to Des Moines, you can actually come down and try to enjoy the park. So we're gonna check it out, see what I can bring you today. So stay tuned. I see water in the lake. That's interesting, considering they were draining the lake last year. Okay, I said a little bit ago, a little disappointed in that first shelter. So we stopped up here. We're stopping at the lodge. The lodge, I feel like it should be in better array than what it is. So there's a trail there. There's a bat house. There's another bat house. So was there a bunch of bat houses? Okay. And then I see another trail behind the camera. Well, you can try. Is it open? Yeah. Well, go ahead. Okay, so I'm again disappointed. So they have, this is the lodge. It looks like somebody tried kicking the door in. There's bat guano in the doorway. I don't know what to think of this. I mean, this lake is so close to the cities. I just don't understand why they would allow it to go in disarray. But I don't know. I mean, you can tell me what you think. If you guys know, if you guys are watching my videos and you're in the local area, I mean, I know I can look it up, but tell me if you guys know anything about this. Why are they letting this go? Are they going to rebuild? They don't care? Is the state not trying? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Jeez. I mean, it's boarded up. Totally boarded up. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, from the lodge, You can see the lake. The lake has been drained. They're doing a bunch of dirt work, a bunch of dredging. And I'll get down there. I'm actually going to drive down by the beach area and the boat docks. But I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Totally empty. There's just a bit of a canal of water. Kind of an interesting look. It's pretty disappointing. But they said it was for a reason. They're going to dredge everything out. They're draining everything out. They're going to make it deeper. They're going to bring it back. They did say they're going to add a lot of structure, but I don't see a lot. I see some dirt work going on recently, but not a bunch. So I can see where they dredged it over and over and over again. But all right. Well, stay tuned, guys. I'm going to make my way down towards the boat dock and the beach and everything in that area. Boat rentals. There's boat rentals here, by the way. So I do know that. But all right, stay tuned. You're going down, then it is coming up, huh? All right, so now we're at the beach shelter. And the beach shelter, it's an open shelter. My daughter's just got chased by a lot of wasps out of here. Yep, there's a big wasp nest up here. This doesn't look half bad. Relatively new looking. Looks like it's been redone a little bit. Kept up a little bit better. But I don't know, maybe it's, I would say it's because the whole place is being like the whole lake is kind of being redone. But I mean, come on. So far, not a good review. Not a good experience. I mean, even if the lake is being dredged and being redone, you would believe that they try to keep up on things. But I don't know. Maybe they just don't see it to be worth it right now. They're not seeing the revenue. I mean, it's obviously it's been dredged on or drained and dredged on purpose. There's the beach though. Look how big that beach is. That beach actually goes a long ways out there. There's people way out there in the middle of the islands. Oh look, the last dandelion is season. She just got dandelion shoved in her face. It's got so much potential. What? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what she's talking about. What are you talking about?
The circle.
You like this thing?
The circle. It's a circle.
It is a circle. Stone circle.
Stone circle?
All right.
Stone circle. Dragonfly! No.
This lake, wow. You can see this lake would have been 12, 18 feet. There can't be any fish in here at all. I mean, so anyway, here's the beach shelter, reservable. I'm gonna check the second half of it over here. Maybe it's got. The sign says it's reserved. I don't see how that's possible. Woo, it's windy today. Windy. Lots of wasps in here. Tons of wasp nests. Surprisingly, there's no bat guano in this one. That's a good thing. It's got a fireplace. It's a small win. It's got barbecue pits. But all right, well, we're moving along. We're not spending a lot of time here today. Not with this much disappointment in my eyes. So okay, let's go down to careful. Let's go down to the fishing pier. At least we know when there's water, the fishing pier's there. People driving around looking at me like I'm crazy. I got a camera in my hand. Anyway, all right, hang on. Yep. Water will come all the way up to the top of the rocks. All right, this is a fishing pier. It's a fishing pier. Oh, this is kind of neat. Yeah. All right. Cool. This is a fishing pier. Check it out. Normally there'd be water all the way up to the bottom of this.
clear up to the bottom of the wood. And look at all the concrete and structure they put down there for the bluegill and crappie and everything.
Oh, I just walked into a spider.
Oh, it's fantastic. Spider webs.
You can come out on the outer decks. And it would just give you straight access to the lake, so there'd be water right away. There's Mom. So right below this would be water. So that's 10-12 feet down to the bottom. That's substantial, actually, if you think about that, how much water is actually there. Marcella's over on the other pier, and that water would go right up to the bottom of the rocks. So you just see very few rocks at the top of that. There's a lot of structure in here. It looks like junk right now, but it's structure. Wow. Pretty impressive, actually. This is sad, guys. You can see where they were doing some dirt work with a skid loader along the edge. I don't know what their plan is. Maybe they were testing to see how wet it still is and if they can get in here and start dredging. But I know that they're going to be making this whole thing like 3 foot deeper on the average across the whole thing, adding more substantial structure, and it's supposed to be done by the end of 2023. So maybe by the time you guys see this, maybe it's beyond that and everything's back to normal. But right now, it's looking pretty sad, not gonna lie. But this fishing pier, they do have a sign for the fishing pier. So it says right here, educate, conserve, volunteer. The Union Sportsmen's Alliance, USA, convenient, is uniting the Union community to educate future generations of sportsmen, conserve wildlife habitat, and volunteer for projects that improve our outdoor access. So in 2015, Union volunteers donated more than 800 hours to the USA's Work Boots on the Ground program to refurbish a fishing pier, fishing house, picnic area, lodge, and benefit Lake Ahquabi State Park and its visitors. That really wasn't that long ago, guys. That was 7 years ago. Was it 2015? Yeah. No. Yeah, 2015. Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. That was less than 10 years ago, and they got the whole thing drained. Looking rough. But a lot of work to be done. All right, so that's the fishing pier. We got a couple, there's fishing jetties all the way around the lake. They've got benches out there. I can see from where I'm standing right now, there's 1, 2, 3, I can see 4 benches, so that's 4 piers at least. So a lot of water access when you do want it. Now the building that so that's the lodge, or the beach house, the fishing pier, and in between the two is actually where they do boat rentals. Now of course I don't have the figures on that. I don't know what that costs, and normally I'd be able to see a sign, or you could see a sign on how much that would cost, or you can go on, I'm pretty sure you can go online and actually do your boat rentals online as well. I'll leave a link for that down below, that way you guys can always find that like I normally do. So all right, we're gonna drive up further up the road, and we're gonna keep taking a look around and bring you what I can find. Okay, well this is gonna come to an abrupt end. Road closed. Authorized personnel only. Campground is closed. Well, I knew the campground was closed, but I'm disappointed. So overall, 2022, what is this, May? It's the end of May of 2022. You can't access the campgrounds right now. So this is pretty disappointing as a whole. I'll go, and probably the next clip you'll see is me at home, and I'll get some information for you. But I'll get all the stats. That way when it does open back up, you guys can at least come and check it out, or you can go online, check it out that way. But as for right now, you can see, that's it. I was hoping to bring you to the campground, at least to look at it, even though it was closed, but they've got it all cordoned off. So, all right. Okay, as I normally do, I want to bring you guys the details about Lake Ahquabi State Park. I've done my walkthrough. I noticed that there's parts of the park that weren't even accessible anymore during 2022. So I want to take a minute and talk about what will be available when Lake Ahquabi opens back up in 2023 or 2024. So as they're going through that major renovation, which is a huge undertaking, as you can imagine, a lot of the sections of the park are closed. Now you can still go there and walk the trails, which a lot of people are still doing today. But let's talk about the amenities that are going to be available to you guys again once this is all reopened and, quite frankly, revamped to all of your benefits. So they obviously have boat access, they have boat rentals, they have a huge fish jetty, which is amazing. And I want to take a moment and put a picture of that fish jetty up right here. Now that fish jetty, when it's actually up and running, it's quite beautiful and very, very, very useful. And I think it's a very unique piece that I've not seen in any of the lakes yet. So they also have, clearly they have picnic areas, lots of trails, accessible facilities, restrooms, tons of camping, and a hard surface boat ramps. I think there's actually 2 of those. So let me take a minute and talk about the project itself for Lake Ahquabi. Project that they're doing right now, as the park closed in October of 2021 and it was drained then, the officials hope to have the lakes refilled and stocked with fish in the spring of 2023. And the fisheries really should be back up to where they belong by in a healthy state by the beginning or middle of 2025. The main reason for the closure of the lake and the draining of the lake was actually the overpopulation of the gizzard shad that honestly did take over the majority of the lake. Now, gizzard shad is good for bass, for catfish, for walleye, muskie. You know, they're not entirely a bad thing, but if they get overpopulated, which they can do really fast, then it forces the DNR to actually close down a lake and drain it out and get rid of those things. I think we actually saw the same thing on Lake Anita. They actually drained that a couple years ago. I think it was 2019, 2020 to get a lot of them out of there, as well as the white bass population that had gotten too high that they'd put in to get rid of the gizzard shad. So there's pros and cons to this. As for camping, it's located on by the lakeshore and has both electric and non-electric sites. There's modern restrooms, showers, 2 dump stations. Each campsite has a picnic table and a fire ring. There's an organized, obviously, there's a youth camping is available. And inside the main campground, which is non-electric, there are partnered, or what do they call it, partnered or buddied campsites, but overall standard electric, non-electric, camper camping sites, or primitive non-electric camping sites. There are 114 sites available at Lake Ahquabi. So again, guys, don't watch this video and completely be deterred by it, but understand, I was pretty disappointed that there wasn't still some upkeep on some of the buildings and the grounds, even though the park was not accessible for water or camping. You know, I really kind of felt like there should have been more upkeep on the grassland, or the grass and the grasslands. A little more upkeep on the paths, walking paths, because I mean it's really conveniently placed. So I think Lake Ahquabi is something that I'm going to visit in the future and try to do some camping at, and definitely some fishing, because I mean, come 2025, they're saying that everything should be back up and normal. So I'm actually going to look forward to that. So I know this video seems like a bit of a downer, but please understand that I was a little disappointed, and I don't want you guys to be disappointed. I'll be disappointed for you. So keep an eye on that. Keep a watch for Lake Ahquabi and when it actually comes back available, and you actually start seeing the campgrounds, and camping sites come available again. It's a beautiful place, very lush, lots of old trees. It looks like it's very well kept, and they have some very interesting and unique utilities there. So hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a little bit shorter video, but it gives you an idea of what to look at or what you can see there. So give a thumbs up for Lake Ahquabi and coming back to its prime, and what it could be its prime, or maybe renovated and all be brand new and beautiful for you guys. So appreciate you guys coming along, and until the next one, see ya.